On this video on how to find classes using the Universidad Complutense website, I will show you how to navigate the site and point out different features related to classes, such as planes de estudio, syllabi, and schedules. But before actually entering the website, let's review some items. All students must enroll in 5 classes and earn between 25 and 30 European credits, or ECTS. A Reunidas class will be considered equivalent to a 5 ECTS course. Students may take up to 2 classes in Reunidas, with the exception of the SFS students who have not obtained a proficiency prior coming to Spain. These may only take 1. No classes may be taken in English. And finally, remember the special conditions discussed in the video on study plans. Fall students are restricted to the agreement schools and Reunidas, and all students, whether fall or spring, may only enroll in first-year classes in these said schools. As for the web itself, it's important to know that within the Complutense website, each school has its own web. They will also have different ways of structuring the information, so the guidelines we provide are only approximations of what you might actually find depending on the school site. Each school also has its own academic calendar. These can vary up to 3 weeks among the different schools. This becomes confusing because on all the syllabi, a common generic start and end date will appear. These dates are fictitious since the real dates will follow the established school calendar called el calendario docente of each school. To avoid confusion, the program will provide you with specific information on the actual start dates once on site. A quick note on university calendars and double degrees within the agreement schools, especially in philosophy. Usually, these majors combine classes from 2 established degree programs from either the same school or a different one. The academic calendars of each school will still apply to the individual courses pertaining to these. For example, if you're taking a class from the double degree program of philosophy and political science, the political science classes will follow the political science school calendar, and the philosophy class, the philosophy school calendar. So fall students must be aware that they cannot take classes from these double degree programs if that given class belongs to a non-agreement school, since a final exam before Christmas is not guaranteed. A final suggestion is that when you find interesting classes, write down the class code and from what degree program and year it belongs to. Because of the great number of classes offered at the Complutense, many times students will later have a problem finding the information again. With all this in mind, now let's go to the website www.ucm.es. Now we're in the website, and I'll show you the path to find different planes de estudio, syllabi, and finally, schedules. First, let's go to UCM, facultades or schools. We scroll to find the school, philology, and we find estudios, alumnos. These will be the 2 main tabs you want to look at. In estudios, we find grado, the degree program. Let's choose Spanish. And we've come to this page. This is common to all the degree programs. You'll have a series of information. Some will have certain icons in the bottom. So I'll look at these icons first. Horarios would be schedules. Let's look at plan de estudios. Here we find the planes de estudio information on the degree program, and it includes the year and semester the different classes are offered. However, this does not have links to the syllabi. So we can also go here to the calendar, and we have again a list by year of all the classes. The semesters here, however, are not shown. We need to look inside the syllabus to find the semester, and I'll show you how to do that. For example, sometimes there'll be a chapter that specifies semester. In this case, it doesn't. So I'll show you the implied way, which is going to grupos. Here we have the different section numbers, the professors that teach it, the schedule, and periodos. This is where we want to focus. Now, you'll remember that in Spain, the calendar dates are written first day, then month, then year. So we need to look at the middle number. If it's an 02, it means it's February, so it's spring. And if it were to be 09, it would mean September or fall. So this is how you would find the semester in this situation. Now let's look at more things. We go back to the logo of the university, the start page, UCM, facultades again. Let's scroll to Geografía y Historia. Here, the tabs are a little bit different, and in Estudios, they pretty much encompass the other 2, such as schedules. You can find here different information calendars. let's go to Grados. Let's choose a degree, Historia. And in this case, we no longer have those icons at the bottom. We continue to have the calendar, which we can look at. But I wanted to show you something different, because in this case, they have an external web. And in this specific website, if we look under Información Específica, we'll find Planes de Estudio, also schedules, etc. So let's go to Planes de Estudio. They express the Planes de Estudio, I think, a little more clearly. It says the year, the semester, the type of class, and as we scroll down, you'll notice all the first, second, and third year classes are basically requirements. And when we get to the fourth year, we now have the optativas or elective credits. Though here they don't specify the semester. So we have to look inside the syllabus. Here it says it, Cuatrimestre Segundo, spring semester. I also wanted to show you that in this syllabus, you'll have information of the class, including the percentage given to the different parts of class. And as I mentioned in the previous video, the final exam receives a large percentage. In this case, 50% of the grade will be only on that final exam. So now let's look for schedules here. Go back to schedules. In this case, I'll choose art history. And I want to show you what a schedule looks like for a degree-seeking student. It's a little bit complicated, so I'll just briefly go over it. First, you'll have the year and the group, all the classes that they'll be taking that academic year, and then divided by schedules. The first fall semester or first semester will be on this side of the page, and the spring will be on this side. Furthermore, all the history classes have recitation groups, which I'll explain once we're in Spain. Now, one more example. We'll go back to UCM, Facultades, and let's look at philosophy. Here the tabs are very different. Titulaciones is pretty much the same as estudio, and docencia would be teaching aspects. In this case, let's look for horarios, the schedule of philosophy. And as you can see, this kind of schedule is more straightforward. So you have the name of the classes, the type of credits, the semester, the days of the week, and class hours and military time. And finally, let's look for Reunidas classes. If we go to the searcher, that's the easiest way to find it. Choose Reunidas. And we go to the tab that says Reunidas. Here you'll find class schedules, calendars, and asignaturas, which means classes. We go in here, we'll find what classes are offered each semester with a brief description and a syllabus. So now to end this video, I'm posting an outline of the different paths taken to the study plans, syllabi, and schedules. As you can imagine, the university website also has a lot more information that you'll have to find on your own, such as calendars, exams, and alternative routes to what I've just shown you. So I hope this was all helpful.